for those who may not be familiar with BlackRock, we're the largest asset management firm in the world. We hold close to $10 trillion of our clients' assets. And our clients are not individuals like you and me. Our clients are financial advisors and institutions. So like pension funds or insurance firms, et cetera. And we are a fiduciary to our clients, which means that we must always do what's in the best interest of our clients from an asset management and portfolio construction perspective. So I'll tell you a little bit about how I got here, because as I was saying, it wasn't a linear path. I did an undergraduate degree in psychology and Spanish. When I left Georgetown, I went to Georgetown University. I left Georgetown and I went to New York City. I worked across a number of different mental health programs, the Office of Mental Health, et cetera. And I was trying to decide what is it that I want to do. I decided to go to grad school, and I went to grad school and I got a degree in social personality psychology and an interdisciplinary concentration in advanced quantitative methods. And it's a mouthful, but all it really means is applied statistics. So how do you apply statistics to answer real world problems? Upon leaving grad school, I decided that I wanted to do more in the measurement space. So I applied for a role as to run an analytics team at a measurement firm called Marketing Metrics. It was purchased by a larger firm called Ipsos. I was at Ipsos for many, many years, and I was able to do a lot of work at Ipsos across a number of different industries. So I did work in telecom, I did work in luxury vehicles, insurance, financial services. In fact, Toys R Us, if you recall the store Toys R Us, for those of you who know, the store in 42nd Street redid its entire layout because of feedback research that we did that gave them feedback to suggest that people were not, moms in fact, were not staying in the store for a long period of time with their children because the bathrooms were not clean. So they did an entire revamp of the store, closed it down for several weeks, and revamped the bathrooms to make them more accessible for the moms and the kids. So at any rate, that's the type of work I was doing at Marketing Metrics. One of my clients there was Morgan Stanley. And Morgan Stanley hired us to build an institutional client feedback program where we would be talking to portfolio managers, analysts, and trader clients about how their relationship with Morgan Stanley. How was it? Did they like it? What could Morgan Stanley do better? How are we relative to the competition? And that was really my first foray into financial services. So I was getting my graduate degree. I still hadn't finished it when I went to Marketing Metrics and Ipsos. I joined Morgan Stanley without any financial services background. And that's how I entered financial services, where I have been for the last 20 years. And at this point in financial services, I've been across a number of different financial services firms, meaning I've been in the consumer space. I'd like where banking, right? I've done asset management, which is what I'm doing now. I've also worked at hedge funds. I've been in institutional sales and trading. So lots of different opportunities within financial services in my data space. So now I'm at BlackRock, leading a team of data scientists, data engineers, and market researchers. And our goal is really to bring our data together and to use technology innovations to make business decisions, right? That influence things like converting prospects into clients and penetrating existing clients into, new products. The role that I am in actually sits within the global marketing group. But what I think it's important to share is that when you think about financial services, there are so many opportunities that may not be top of mind. So financial services firms, in addition to portfolio managers or product salespeople also have marketing functions, product marketing, channel marketers, meaning website marketers, email marketers, etc., brand marketers. There are legal functions, so lawyers work there. There are compliance, especially in the regulatory environment of financial service firms. There's audit, there's recruiting. Think about human resources like talent management or campus recruiting. And so my point is, don't discount financial services firms because it's not an industry that you're familiar with. If you have a skill set, regardless of the industry, the likelihood is that there is a function, a group, or a team that sits within that firm in the industry where you would be able to use your skills. And for me in particular, at BlackRock, it's really exciting because I lead data scientists and data analysts, and it's about being a data guru, right? So it's a skill set that I could take anywhere. As you can, as I mentioned from the work that I was doing in market research, data scientists are needed everywhere. Data engineers are needed everywhere. And what I find is that people often go out and get a slew of, skills that they can put on their resume, which is important, but it's really less about having Python or R. It's really about being a critical thinker around data, which quite frankly, you could learn to do in Excel. So when people ask me, like, what are the skills that I need to be in this data field? I generally tell them things like being a critical thinker in data, being able to tell a story in data. If you can run an analysis in data, but then you can't take that and talk to senior level executives in a way that's easy for them to understand, it's almost pointless to have the skill, right? So really being able to think critically, to tell stories in data, to wrangle, manipulate, manage data in a way that will help you to understand it better, to really be critical in data. Skills, tools, things that I think are important. The basic ones are like Excel and SQL. You learn those and you can learn the fancy stuff later if you don't already know it. So that's an important point to think about when you're thinking about, I want to go into another industry. I want to build a skill set that I can use across a number of different industries, which is like data engineering, data science, etc. And then just really quickly, at BlackRock specifically, we have a strong employee resource network. We have the Black Leadership Network, we have the Women's Network, both of which I belong to. There are also other networks to support LGBTQ, disability, vets. We also have women in technology. So you can take your expertise that you bring to the job and you can augment the work that you do in that space by joining these other network groups where you can really start to make a change and make it meaningful, the work that you're doing. So what the main point I think I want to give you or leave you with is really that I recommend data fields, right? I think that people should really get involved with data. The amount of data that we have is growing exponentially every day. Everything is digital. Digital and data are the flip side of a coin, right? You're going to need digital to really be able to explain, access, utilize all of the data that is coming our way. And so being able to really manipulate that, utilize that, understand the data tools, the digital tools, the information is a great place to build a career. And if you haven't started yet, it's not too late. And if you have, it's not too late to pivot, because I find that people go hardcore into data science. But what happens is that they get so deep into data science that they forget about the application of that information to a business problem or an issue that needs solving. And so really building a broad set of data skills that you can then use, and having cursory and useful information about digital. That's how you bring that skill set together to both benefit your career, but also the types of questions that you can answer and the sophistication with which you can answer them.